Hey, this is Mike Gingrich. Welcome to another Live with Mike. It's been good to be away, now good to be back. So I was on vacation last week and did the summer thing, went to the beach in North Carolina and just really chilled out at the ocean for a week. And gotta say that, it is good to recharge, to step back away, and that just kind of gives you perspective, gives you a renewal in your mind, an ability to think, to process, and put things in perspective. So, again, always highly recommend the value of some downtime. There's go time, there's downtime, and you can't just do one. You need to have some of both there. And so that was great for me. So that's your little mental health tip for the week here. And today I want to talk about a change on Facebook. And I think this one is important to note because it is something that we've talked about in the past. And we're saying, particularly with hashtags. We've said in the past that hashtags don't work. They're not used with any relevance on Facebook. And now that is changing, not just through discovery, but by Facebook's admission and pushing of that. Facebook wants you to use hashtags. Again, now I think that on other platforms, you see hashtags really make a difference on Twitter. They do on Instagram. They even do on LinkedIn. And I think, Facebook owns Instagram. I think they've seen the power of what that can do. And so even though Facebook has had hashtags, they didn't really push those, and they didn't really have any benefit. But now Facebook is saying that we're going to give you some benefit, and they use it in their algorithm for reach if you do that. And so we want to take a look at that. This was kind of came out in early July that they actually announced this in a notification on some pages. You might have seen this where it says there was a recommendation if you're creating a post. It says, hey, add hashtags, what can you do with that? So now a couple things about this that you want to be aware of. If you're targeting most posts on a page, you do publicly, but there might be some that you don't. And so if you use a hashtag with some that are just limited to fans or something like that, I mean, you're still just limited to what you've set that post to be visible to. So, but that's typically not relevant. Most people use public when they post, and so then you can use hashtags. And then the question is, what hashtags and how many hashtags, all that kind of thing. So for example, there can be the hashtag support small business. Hashtag support small business that you could use. A lot of people are using that on Instagram, Twitter at this point in time with, all the things going on with COVID and the ups and downs that businesses have had to walk through because of that. And so what a hashtag does, I mean, that's for those who might not be aware of it. I mean, that's the pound sign, otherwise known as the hashtag sign. And so whatever your post is about, you can add something that's relevant in a hashtag about that. And then Facebook's going to kind of raise the publicity of people seeing those posts into the feed for people that might be interested in that, people that are following those hashtags. So if somebody searches a hashtag on Facebook, that's their goal. They want people to begin searching more on Facebook. When they search that hashtag, they'd be able to find your posts, see those posts on there. And so that's going to be important. Now, in terms, and also as you, they're going to give you tips on that. So as you start typing in a word, it's going to be an autocomplete with hashtags, and it's going to recommend the completion of that, other terms of hashtags that have been used, that are popular, that already exist on Facebook. So that's good for you. You can, and that's again similar to Instagram. They're taken from their tool that they have there. It does. Some people have it set up in their Instagram accounts so that their Instagram business account automatically posts to their Facebook page. And before, some of that hashtag stuff wasn't relevant, but now that hashtag stuff is relevant, and so that's important to be aware of. That it is okay now, and it can be helpful. Now, one of the keys to talk about is how many. And I don't want people to go overboard and say, let's just lock them in there, maybe 10 to 15, that type of thing. I definitely don't do that. And I think that you just need to be sensible about what this is. And again, it should be at the end of your post, or maybe in the body of it if there's a relevant term that you want to hashtag within that. It does not need to be in the comments or anything like that. But we're thinking 3 to 5 is going to be generally what you want to do with hashtags to add those pieces in there. And so it's a way that you can expand your reach. That's one of the things that Facebook pages are needing to do as reach has kind of declined just due to competition. Algorithm changes all those pieces. How do you get more people to see your post? Now you want to begin using hashtags, and for example, that hashtag support small business is there, and you can do that type of hashtag on Instagram. Now I haven't seen the option yet, like on Instagram, where you can follow hashtags, but I won't say that it's not there or it's not coming. So just be aware of these types of pieces. But I think it's a change, because before we would have said, don't even bother with hashtags on Facebook. They're irrelevant. It's just kind of it's not necessary, and people actually might be turned off by those. But now we're seeing we need to be aware of that Facebook is saying, please use hashtags. We want to encourage hashtags, and we want to help you do hashtags. So that means something. It means they want to use them, and it means that you want to take a look at what Facebook is doing there. So this is a kind of a July 2020 update, and it's a change. Again, there's always changes, there's always shifts, there's always evolution in what's working on social media. You need to stay up with it. This is one of those things. We have been using them, and it's a good thing, because you use them everywhere else: Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, those types of pieces. So I'm glad that Facebook is saying, hey, let's try to revive this, let's make it relevant, let's encourage this and use this. So think through now beginning to use hashtags. Again, on your Facebook posts, think 3 to 5. Think of them as kind of relevant to the post, whatever the content copy of that is. And note that if you do post from Instagram with a hashtag to Facebook page, Facebook's going to recognize that as a hashtag in the Facebook post that came across from Instagram. So I think that's a benefit as well. But that's the social media update and tip for today to be aware of. This is a change, this is a shift, this is something that you should begin incorporating into your Facebook posts. All right, that is what I got for you today. And we also, over on the Digital Hill blog resource area there, we have a post on how to effectively use email to boost website traffic. And the last one last week that I didn't talk about since I was gone was 3 great contact form options for your WordPress website. We use and recommend Gravity Forms. I do talk about a couple other there as well. But the current post is how to effectively use email to boost website traffic. So again, a lot of these things, we're always trying to get awareness out, drive traffic to your website, because that's your primary homepage on the web. And Facebook is a powerful tool in that for connecting with your fan base, your audience, people interested, and now they've expanded that a little bit more, your ability to reach more people by raising the bar on the power of using hashtags in your posts. So begin incorporating hashtags in the Facebook posts for your pages, and you can search hashtags on Facebook as well. So begin to utilize those. That's what I wanted to talk about today. This was Mike with another Live with Mike update every week, Tuesday, 12 noon. We go over some of these best practices, things you need to know for doing business and increasing traffic on the web. All right, that's it for today. Take care.